Hey cookies, welcome back. And if you're new here, hello, my name is Carolyn Gray. Welcome to my channel. I talk about all things in and around fashion. We love a good old kiki and giggle because laughter is healing for the spirit. Amen. And I like to take you guys on weekly vlogs with me where I show you how I just gets down in the crazy city of New York and as an unleashed adult. Yeah, it's chaotic sometimes, but enjoyable nonetheless. And before we get caught up in the pastels and the vacation core TikToks, let's slow down and talk about why I think it's a little bit smarter to understand this season of shopping and why and how to approach it. Because the reality is some of us live in climates where spring, summer is so much shorter, right? And fall, winter just lasts a little bit longer here in places like New York City. And also, like, I just feel like fall, winter, because it's longer, it offers more opportunities for styling, layering, textures galore. You get what I mean? And it's not that I'm anti fun summer wear, but I am pro shopping with a purpose, clothes with a purpose, more bang for your buck type of thing. So here's the thing. Number one, what's really worth leaning into more than not when it comes to spring, summer? Accessories. Accessories really can make an outfit. It can elevate your basics. It can renew your repeat outfits. And depending on how you choose, it can survive multiple seasons. Think about the type of handbags that you wear, classic structures, or, you can get fun with some summer bags, like a cool raffia bag, but mixed with a bit of color or beadwork or even some leather. Like that can be something that you can take outside of just the summer season. But, just being smart about the handbags that you choose, the type of jewelry pieces or statement pieces that you purchase into, right? Like think about the Bottega drop earring. That piece was insane when it first came out, and the nerve of them to like increase the price like a month within them dropping it for sale. But like structured statement pieces, even dainty pieces piled up, it tells a story. It tells a personal story. Jewelry is something where it can expose your life in a way that most people don't really take time to think about. I know a lot of people ask me questions about my hardware, the jewelry that I'm actually not even wearing for this video, but typically the jewelry that I wear, and the way that I stack it, the way that I wear it, where I got it from, who I've was gifted by, and what family member passed it down to me. It's all a story of who I am. So, I think jewelry is one of those things that people don't understand. It's such a personal style area. And I love that. That's why I'm so big on wearing the pieces that I wear, because it's a part of who I am and where I come from. But jewelry is an accessory piece that creates a statement and creates a story, and even with the most basic outfit can bring it to life and really make it feel way more styled, even if it's just something that you're wearing on your fingers and wrist and neck or earring area. Like doesn't have anything to do with your outfit, although I'm really into how the bag charm trend is going nuts for the last year or so. Now we're starting to see clothing charms, which I'm really into. Like, I love a good brooch stack, a good brooch on the breasts area to make it just interesting and conversation starter, but also just like a statement. Also, hats is something that we can lean into because, SPF can work so hard, but if you wear a hat, that also helps protect the sun rays, the UV rays off of your skin as well. But you can get really creative with hats, the types of hats that you wear, the shapes, the types of materials and colors, not just a cool dad hat, because y'all know I love a good dad hat, but I'm talking about brands like Essential, who really brings to life just these whimsical aesthetic and silhouette of hats that I don't think a lot of people realize can also tell another personal style story. I will be creating like these links where you guys can shop for the types of accessories that I'm so drawn to that you may not know about, that are under the radar type of brands, or just smaller businesses that are just coming up, and just really just cool things. I'll create lists for all of the departments that we cover in this video. Another thing also considered an accessory, but footwear is really important, and I do think it is something that you should invest in when it comes to the summer season. You got one set of feet, and you might as well put them in a nice shoe, but also something that's comfortable, something that you can walk in for long periods of times, breathable, something you could run errands in, like a nice classic sneaker, but with a cool colorway or cool textures, a cool flat or a loafer. I mean, listen, you can never go wrong with a really cool loafer. You can never go wrong with a little flat. And, for the last couple years, we've been seeing shoes like the Alaya mesh shoe. It's always been at the top. It's always been a trending thing. And it's now at the point where it's like a timeless style. And I do think there are ways that we can maneuver not having to pay such high prices for things like this. But just think about it. What are you going to be most comfortable in? What can go with so many different outfits? But I also feel like there's room for the maximalist styling too here, because in the summer months, we tend to see shoes that are a lot more like vivacious and colorful, and using different like raffia details, beadwork, little charms, or different calf hairs and snake skins and all this stuff. I feel like summer shoes are just a little bit more fun than our winter shoes, where it's like you gotta have a boot, you gotta have a nice closed toe pump, you gotta have a loafer. I think in the summer months we tend to see a little bit more razzle dazzle when it comes to the footwear. But think about it, like that's an area where you can invest in a little bit more, because it can also just be a choice of your own personal style and not necessarily a trend. And you can pick up the same loafer this summer as you can the next 5-10 following summers. You know what I mean? So I think when it comes to accessories, handbags, jewelry, statement hats, and shoes, that can be an area where you can lean into a little bit more and spend a little bit more, because those things can stand the test of time. It can go year over year, and it's really a testimony to what you find beautiful and what goes along with your particular style. My battery is dying. And when it comes to like clothing, right, I think that it is important to hone in on silhouettes that are timeless. And within those silhouettes, you pick and choose what is something that you innately connect to. Let's say a pair of jeans, for instance. Everyone needs a good pair of jeans, whether that's a dark denim, whether it's my battery's died, whether it's a barrel jean, whether it's a high-waisted light colored blue jean. Everyone can attest to it's nice to have a good pair of jeans, a good pair of Wranglers, but it just depends on what you are attracted to within that realm of denim, right? So when it comes to classic clothing pieces, and investing in them, a good tailored shirt, a good jean that speaks to you, depending on the type of person, a nice dress also could be so many different types of dresses. Think about the things that you can layer with in other seasons too, like a good tailored shirt, like a good pair of jeans, like a good set of trousers, right? And understanding what just can stand the test of time. So you want to get those real, authentic, natural fibers, nothing too synthetic, unless it's like a linen blend synthetic, because linen tends to wrinkle really easily, and that can kind of be annoying. Like I wore something last night to an event, and I wore straight linen, and I saw the pictures on BFA, and I was like, oh, I look a little wrinkled in this photo. It's okay, but it's making my eye twitch a little bit, right? So just being mindful of the different combinations of materials that you're wearing, but breathable, layerable, if that's even a word, and classic silhouette and fits you well. Let's call this part of the video, do I really need this? And we're going to talk about like different things, products that are really trending and kind of tempting, because we're getting fed the marketing and the campaigns and the visuals for time and time again. Sometimes we get confused about, do I actually really like what I'm seeing, or is it just because I keep seeing it, or is it because I'm seeing certain people wear it? The summer months, spring, summer, are where you have to kind of avoid the trend traps, okay, at all costs. And when it comes to this type of this time of year, it's like the overly vacation product, like the Bahama prints, Hawaiian prints, or certain lace, or really loud patterns, or certain kinds of mesh, you know, unless this is something that really can be intertwined with the rest of your wardrobe, like a good Diotima mesh or crochet top, like you can wear it into different seasons. But if it's like super summer, like core, be careful about it, you know, especially if it's not something that you gravitate to normally, especially if it's going to be something that you wear for one singular event, you get the photo and you're done. Like, no, is this something that you want because it's going to be able to roll with you to multiple vacations, to multiple islands if you get the chance to multiple summer scenes? Then no, don't lean into it. And again, be careful of the types of fabrications that you're buying into. Again, linen is one of those things where it can easily wrinkle and even easily pill if you're not careful about where you're buying it from and the quality of it. Like, we're not here to babysit our clothes or think of a backup plan for every outfit. You want to make sure that you're buying into wardrobe pieces that stand the test of time, that have great quality, that look good on you, that breathe well and are seasonless to a certain degree, because then you're just spending money and it's going down the drain, and then you have resentment towards it. But be careful of like too many beach pieces, unless you live in Miami or Tulum. Like, what do you need it for? And there's also like this mindset, like we need a different bathing suit or bikini set every summer. No, you don't. Reuse. I don't know, because maybe because my family's from the islands, like it's not something. I mean, my family members, they do have quite a lot. Like my cousins have so many swimsuits because it's the lifestyle that they live, right? But also they're not really prone to just throwing the ones that they had out from the year before. Like, it's in rotation. So it's like, you don't have to always get something new. Like, if it still fits, it still works, the colors are bomb on you, the fit is bomb on you, like, you don't need nothing new. Like, go ahead and enjoy that piece that you spent your hard-earned coin on. And when it comes to like accessories within this trendy space, like right now, pendants are really trending, or even seashell coral jewelry. First of all, leave that coral alone. Second of all, that coral reef alone. But second of all, it's in our faces a lot right now. Unless it truly resonates with who you've always been, be careful when you invest in that. Is that something that you are okay spending on, and are you going to pick it up in future summers? Is there a way that it can actually blend into your fall attire? Think about it. You know, there's also this crazy trend going on with huge statement sunnies. Sunglasses are also something that are pretty unique to a person and what they're attracted to, right? Remember when those Loewe, like, I forget what they were called, but they look like lips, and all of the creators bought into it. And it was like to the point where we got sick of them really quickly. And I'm sure the people that invested in those pair of sunglasses that weren't cheap, like $400 to $600, they were kind of like, damn, I'm already over these. Everyone has them. Like, it was a thing. Like, we were really sick of seeing them within a month's time. Like, it was fashion week and we were over it, right? So be careful about the statement sunglasses that are just a little too marketed, a little too crazy, a little too overhyped. And make sure that it's something that you see yourself wearing time and time again with every single look. Like, if it doesn't make sense to every look that you have, be careful, because sunglasses are getting more and more expensive, y'all. There's a pair of sunglasses that I want from YSL, $1,000. I'm not spending that much. If I don't spend that much on my regular prescription glasses, and you know I can't see, -8 over here, my glasses are thick as hell. Unless it's like that, I'm not spending more than $300 on a pair of regular glasses, let alone a pair of sunglasses for $1,000. Absolutely not. No, thank you, ma'am. Not judging anyone that chooses to do so. It's just not my personal approach. And there's another trend right now where it's like multi-belts, or like belts in general are trending crazy right now. Even the low slung belts that we used to see in the early 2000s, they came back because the Gen Zs who want thin eyebrows now, they want to wear those again. Again, to each their own. If it's really ingrained in your personal style before and after the trend, then go for it. But be careful about seeing these trends time and time again and trying to buy exactly into the piece or the style of it. Is this something that you really need? Just think about it. Think about it. Sit with it. For example, the Alaya mesh flats, again, I'll bring them up because it's, it's front in my mind. I liked them when they first came out, and I was like, is it because I keep seeing them? All my favorite influencers are wearing them. I don't know. So I bought into a dupe that looked just like them, and I wore them down last year. Okay, and the shoe is pretty much trending and pretty standard for the last couple of summers. So now it's like one of those staples of the brand. It's one of their timeless styles, right? And I realized, no, it's not just because I keep seeing it. I actually do like it. It goes with a lot of the things that I wear. It was pretty much like one of my most reached pieces. And I realized, okay, if I'm really into the dupe and I'm using it like that, and it's not often I buy a dupe, then I can see myself actually investing in the real thing, because I know for sure this is something that connects with my personal style, and I feel like it just flows flawlessly with who I am as a person. But I had to really sit with it for a year, try a dupe, and then realize like if it's still a real good connection for me. Now, let's talk luxury it pieces and how to make them work for you and be real about it. You don't need to own the exact designer piece to channel the vibe and energy that it's offering. And I'm not saying that you have to wear a dupe. Like, I'm not saying exact dupes. I have a thing about dupes. I'm not big on them because I also feel like it's the integrity. It's counterfeit. Some of these dupes are counterfeit pieces, and I'm just like, something in me, because I've been working in fashion for a long time and I've seen the back end of production and sourcing pieces and just the overall creative mindset that comes with creating these pieces that we fall in love with and want to spend our hard-earned money on. I'm not really big on counterfeit and dupes, but the reality is, do you like the fact that it's just a viral piece, or is there something about it that really that's attractive to you? Like the silhouette, the color, the texture. What about that piece do you feel you gotta have, and it's the designer version? And is it something that you could find in a different format, same great quality, maybe even better depending on the designer, and just more unique? For example, there is a thong sandal by the row called the Ginza sandal that is a viral thing. It's literally a little bit of a platform flip-flop with a thick band, right? And what are those, like, I don't know, $900 for a pair of sandals, okay? A pair of flip-floppity sandals. Now, some people just love the fact that it's the row. Other people actually love the classic 90s aesthetic of it. It goes really well with linen pants or a good pair of straight leg jeans. The black pair would go really nice with an all white fit, easy breezy. There's something about the Ginza sandal that really looks like a quiet luxury item and just easy to wear. And it's simple, but it also elevates a look. You can get the same sandal from, I don't know, Aerosols. You can get the same sandal from a Steve Madden. You can get a much less pricier version from Totem, so think about the silhouette. Another item that's pretty much like an it bag, the Loewe puzzle bag. Now, the leather is impeccable. Any leather that you get from Loewe is going to be amazing. They are known for their leathers. But is it the brand? Sure. Is it the quality of the leather? Of course it is. But the price tag is really up there. Now, you can also imagine you might like any other medicine shaped bag from any brand that has feet on the bag. It just takes time, like, to just venture out and look for other things that speak to you as much as the Loewe puzzle bag does. Don't think that smoke detector is ours. It is in the next apartment, and we told them to change the batteries. While this is a black and brown home, we don't like having our smoke detectors scream out like that. So please excuse the sound in the background. It is not my fault. But like I'm saying, like, look at the things that you are attracted to and think about why you're attracted to it, and see if there's some other way that you can obtain that same silhouette. Even when it comes to Prada and its tailoring, this was something I actually talked about when I was at the viewing event for the Prada's fall 2025 runway show at their flagship here in New York. We talked about the fact that Prada is one of those brands that a lot of people aspire to be able to afford and wear, and it has this aesthetic that is easily actually something that anyone can buy into, even if it's at the thrift store, even if it's at a Cost store or a Zara. You know, there's a certain way that you can approach looking like Prada, but not necessarily paying Prada prices, you know. So figure out a way where you can understand exactly why you're attracted to the designer it item, and there's definitely always going to be a way for it to fit in a real world budget and still look fab. So all in all, you know, I wanted to make this video to just make sure that we all understand that spring wardrobes, the best kind, are the breathable ones that move well with you, that don't require a backup plan. And just to recap the points, I want to just make sure that we leave with these thoughts too. Buy items that serve more than just one season or purpose. Lean into accessories and tailoring and comfortable silhouettes. Don't chase trends that don't feel like you. Trust your gut, sit with it, try to figure out exactly why a specific trend or it item really creates some type of luster or je ne sais quoi for you. Like, lean into those reasons and maybe figure out a way, especially if the budget doesn't permit, figure out a way to make it real world for you. I want to know, like, what are some of y'all spring summer fashion purchase regrets, or what are some of your MV pieces that you always lean to when it comes to this time of year, especially if you live in an area where there are 4 different climates and that you do have a shorter summer versus spring. And yes, I know, like, some of us that are on this channel together within this community, I know a lot of you guys are in the warmer areas of the world, and yeah, like, this is more of your lifestyle. These are the things that you guys really invest in the most because it's of the world that you live in. What are some of the pieces that I'm curious, for the people who live in warmer climates, what are some of the pieces that you think are more investment worthy than not when it comes to spring summer wardrobing? I'm just curious to know, like, what's something that you lean all the way into and what's something that you kind of fall back on. Is it shoes you lean more into, or is it like white tees and linens and breathable clothing? Like, what do you buy more? Is it swimsuits? I'm so curious to know. But yeah, comment below. And like I said, within these different brackets that we talked about when it comes to accessories, shoes, jewelry, and clothing items that I think are more so silhouette focused, all the favorites that I have, I'm going to be creating some links for you guys to look through just to get an understanding, like, where my mind is at and the types of things I've been seeing that I've been loving. I'm like, oh my God, I have to share these with my cookies. I'm going to create those and put them in the community post section where you can see and just tap the links and go straight to the guides, the shopping guides, you can say. But yeah, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching and sticking with me. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, cookies.